How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the podcast. Right now, I am the guest of our friend Zyberpunky. I am the bad chick, and today we will be talking about the loss of a legend, a star, and a basketball player, most of all, a father, um, Kobe Bryant. Uh, to start off the podcast, we're gonna start off with 24 seconds of silence. So if you guys are joining us right now, feel free to take 24 seconds just to show some respect and show tribute to his number 24 on his jersey. We will start the 24 seconds now. And thank you for joining us on those 24 seconds of silence. And yeah, so like I said, today we're going to be talking about Kobe Bryant and the tragic loss of a legend. I'm gonna hand it off to Zyberpunky here and take it away, my friend.
Indeed, indeed. Thank you, Badshik. Devastating news. Ever since Sunday, we've been with this unbelievable news. Uh, my wife told me we were with my one of my friends here at home. She was at Instagram. She just saw the news, and I was extremely in denial. I was like, "No, he can't be dead." But then she just started like, no, he's really gone, because people started posting and I thought it was like false news, like every single other death news out there in the web, and then I just realized that yeah, it's just happened. So my condolences to the family. That's the first thing. Uh, I cannot imagine the pain and the suffering from this loss, because not just he is a basketball player or a legend. He was also a father, a husband, an uncle, a friend. Like, he was mostly everything. Uh, Oscar winner too. Like, I do remember when he won his first Oscar,
Heck yeah.
and wow, it's been a huge loss. Uh, this is the biggest loss that the world has encountered after uh, Robin Williams and Chester.
Yeah, and
And
that's not an understatement either. When we say the world, we mean the world,
yes,
like worldwide.
exactly. This is an icon. This is an icon. This guy inspired a lot of people. That is including me. Um, this It was hard to accept what was going on at the moment, and I just, man, I really felt destroyed. That Sunday, I was like watching all these players, NBA players, getting the timer, the clock, the 24-second violation,
Yeah,
and
and
they were all
and
crying.
yeah, and the 8 second
Oh yeah,
backcourt violation
backcourt
for
violation, yeah, because he
Kobe's former number.
first one though in the NBA, if I'm
Correct,
not
correct.
mistaken. So basically, yeah, I just broke in tears when I just saw Doc Rivers crying too, and all these coach and other players. I just broke in tears. I'm like, I cannot believe I'm crying to someone that I did not know in person, but it just felt so close. Like it's just unimagin- unimaginable right now
Yeah.
to just see someone that has been far away from where I am and just hurt so much like it was like a family. That's how it
Yeah.
feels.
Yeah, and I feel like that's just because like Kobe was such an influential person,
Mm-hmm.
with the drive and passion he showed throughout his career.
Mm-hmm.
Um, he didn't just inspire people in basketball, he inspired people who weren't even interested in basketball.
Mm-hmm.
So, his outreach is far and wide. And for those of you who don't know exactly what happened either, so Kobe passed away in a helicopter crash.
Right.
He passed away with 8 other people. From what I understand, there was 9 in total. One of them being Kobe's 13-year-old daughter.
Daughter. That's so
Um,
hurtful. Jesus.
yeah, they were on their way to his daughter's basketball game actually, and yeah, there was an issue with some heavy fog. Um, Los Angeles police had actually downed all their aircraft prior to Kobe's flight even taking off in his private helicopter,
Right.
which in itself is kind of a warning in itself and makes us question the pilot's decision on precautionary measures to keep his passengers alive.
Yeah.
Not to say it's his fault, but
Mm-hmm.
there's just like things that don't add up as to why the flight even took place if there was authorities bringing
Right.
down their aircraft.
Correct.
um Besides that, how it happened was apparently the pilot was waiting for ground control to give them some sort of permission on what route to take, and Kobe's helicopter was circling for about 15 minutes. And then they finally got confirmation from ground control to go ahead and make a move in the direction that they were looking to go. And I think ground control, what I was reading earlier was like ground control found it questionable. And I was listening to the actual radio transmissions between the pilot and ground control.
Right.
So I actually got to hear everything from the point of direction to the point of loss of contact. Um, even in the in the audio recordings that they show
Mm-hmm.
about it, you hear ground control telling the pilot that his helicopter is too low, that he needs to pull up, that he is continuing to be too low, and they just continue to warn him until eventually he just pops off radar, indicating the crash. Yeah, so I mean,
Yeah.
like I
Okay.
said, there's a lot. I mean, there's like, why is it taking 15 minutes, circling around in circles in dense fog, to get a single instruction from ground control?
Right.
There's questions about pre-safety checkups on the helicopter as to whether maintenance was, properly done on it over time. And looking at the reports, they say it could take up to a year to find out exactly what was the cause of the helicopter crash. So we can't expect answers
Mm-hmm.
immediately. I mean, just yesterday, I think they managed to pull all the bodies off of the mountainside. So,
Yes.
um, one of the hillsides. So, uh, yeah, I mean, it's a lot. It's a lot for the family.
Yes.
Um, of Kobe, and it's a lot for the friends of Kobe. Those friends that were on the helicopter with Kobe. I'll pull up their names here in a second. I don't remember them off the top of my head. I know one of them was a baseball player.
Right. Mm-hmm.
From what I remember, I think there was two two other younger girls and a couple of parents
Right.
on the trip with them. Which coincides, with them going to that game that I had mentioned prior.
Right.
Um, and
So yeah.
yeah, now you continue while I pull this up here.
Yeah. So um, daughter of Kobe Bryant. Do you know her name? I or remember her name?
Who Kobe's daughter?
Yeah, the 13-year one.
Um,
Although she was to follow his, father's legacy, and this is the most painful part of this whole story. I mean,
oh yeah, she went by the name of Mamba Sita.
Mamba.
If I
Yeah, exactly. It's something that to follow that, uh, you know, to go through that legacy that the father uh put into this world, and continue with the Mamba legacy and the name and the surname, of course. And I was watching some plays from her and pictures, and damn, and she is a copy of Kobe.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah,
By the way, her name is Gianna.
Gianna, Gianna Bryant. Then,
Yeah, Gianna Bryant and Kobe Bryant.
yes. So this is, I think it was the closest one to Kobe. I think this is the daughter that it's like very attached, was very attached to him. Um, yeah, I was looking into some sketches and interviews that Kobe Bryant went. I think it was Jimmy Kimmel's. Um,
Yeah,
Kobe Bryant was telling him that one of the fans just told him that, like, hey, why won't you have a boy to follow your legacy? And then here comes the 13-year-old, daughter
yeah,
telling him, like,
yeah.
yeah, I got this legacy. And I'm like, wow, this is,
Like, yeah, she came along like, you don't need no boy,
yeah, I don't need
you
no
got
boy.
me.
Exactly. And you can see Kobe's face, and he was really happy. This
Yeah, the
was,
joy,
yes, the joy,
the
man.
pure joy that Kobe had on his face whenever he was with his daughter.
Yes.
It just showed, what kind of relationship they had.
Mm-hmm.
And I found some an interesting kind of like heartbreaking fact. That I'm gonna bring up in just a moment. I'm gonna let that hang by a thread there.
Okay.
Um, but to bring up some what we were mentioning earlier, um, some of the other people that died in the crash would have been John Kerry and Alyssa Altobelli. So you see, John was head coach of the Orange Coast College Pirates, a junior college baseball team.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so and his daughter Alyssa was scheduled to play in the youth tournament. So she was Gianna's friend, and she was going to
Right.
play in the game with her.
Right.
And mm, yeah,
Yeah,
not
it's really sad.
to
It's
have
just,
found.
oh my gosh. It's
Oh, here
like,
we go. Chat. Um, Dean had played for Mr. Bryant's team for several years and had planned to develop her game in high school and college. Mm, okay.
right.
So it seems like everybody who was there was involved with the team at one point
Mm-hmm.
or another. So here is the interesting, very sad fact that I came across. So in one of Kobe Bryant's interviews a while back, the question was brought up to him about his private helicopter. Hey Kobe, why do you need a private helicopter? Why do you need it? Why'd you get one? And Kobe's answer was like pretty short, but it was very detailed as well. Uh, and the whole conversation didn't really last more than 2 minutes even. And pretty much Kobe said, you know, it was more than once I was stuck in traffic in LA,
Yeah.
and I missed my kids' play, or I missed picking them up from school,
Right.
or I was always missing something, or I wasn't on time for practice. And so that's when I started looking at helicopters because I could make it from one place to another in 10, 15 minutes,
Yeah. It's a
and
lot faster.
what that means. That means after practice I can pick my kids up from school. That means in the morning I can take my kids to school. That means I can take my kids to school and make it to practice and make it back to pick up my kids, and then I can still go out to and be ready to go for a game. And it was just simply for his family because he
Right.
needed that time with his family.
Exactly.
And in the same interview, like he mentioned that his wife had said, yo, Kobe, I don't, like, I can pick up the kids. And Kobe was like, no, no, you don't have to do that. I want to do that. Like, that's my time with them. I'm already on the road enough. I'm already not here enough. Like, I want that time. And, like, what to me is so heartbreaking
Mhm.
about that is just the simple fact that the one instrument, the one tool he used to bring himself closer to his family is the
Yeah.
one thing he met his demise in at the end of the day.
They. Yes.
And that just kind of like, takes your breath away on just anything because most people tell you tomorrow is not guaranteed, but the fact is, the rest of the day isn't even guaranteed. So,
Exactly. Yeah. It's a really interesting fact right there. Even though if it was a ground vehicle, anything could happen in a ground vehicle. And
correct.
so people saying why the air, why a chopper, why a helicopter, whatever the case may be. I mean, he just wanted to be with his family more time, and that is just one thing that not even superstars cannot even do today, and that's a good example. And yeah, for me, I think that's a really good idea. At the same time, I know it's a dangerous, type of transport, but at least I can be with my family more time. It's just the facts, and you cannot argue with facts like that because it's his decision at the end of the day. But I think that was a smart move from Kobe from the beginning.
I
Either.
mean, I put it like this.
Mhm.
If let's take the helicopter out of the equation. Um, you know, and let's just ask the question without the helicopter real quick.
Mhm.
How much time would Kobe have had to spend with his family if he would have died at 41 anyways without a helicopter? And then ask yourself and honestly ask yourself, like, would Kobe have been okay with missing play after play, pickup after pickup, game after game, practice after practice, being late? Would that be the guy that you looked up to, or
Not at
what
all.
what
Not at all.
what we just, he died a legend for a reason, and it was
Right.
just his determination. He got the helicopter, yeah, you know, yeah, he met his doom in the helicopter, but that's not what you need to focus on right now.
Exactly.
Like the it's not important how much quantity
Mhm.
of time you have in your life. It's, the quality
Right.
of
Correct.
how much fulfillment and happiness and joy that you could fit in the lifetime that you had. And I feel like Kobe did that.
Exactly.
So I would never put a helicopter purchase decision on someone's head for their death.
Exactly. Maybe even the pilot had this, heavy duty, like I have a celebrity here with me right now, and having that pressure, that pilot, that when he have to have that decision to fly low, and you cannot blame him. I mean, he's the expert, but at the end of the day, I mean, weather just come into the way, and that happens. And yeah, for me, this is anything can happen, man. Like any like airplane, car, any kind of vehicle can go either way. I mean, people blame the helicopter a lot. Like, don't do that. Like, I mean,
Yeah,
Kobe 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 did this for a reason. Let's just
yeah,
say it
and
like that.
until we know like what exactly all happened, like there's no definitive answer. And as for the pilot, I don't know his name off the bat, but I was reading up on him as well. It turns out that he was actually a pilot for Kobe for a while.
Mm-hmm.
He was pretty much Kobe's main pilot, and he was a very well-known pilot in the flying community, and he was known as an A-grade pilot. Um, the only the only negatives we have on him at the moment would be like his questionability, like his questionable decision to go ahead and take flight when he did.
Right.
Um, but other than that, this is Kobe's friend. This is someone Kobe trusts. And this is a
Exactly.
guy that doesn't just have Kobe in his helicopter. He has Kobe's daughter. He
Mm-hmm.
has Kobe's daughter's friends and Kobe's friends.
Right.
So like you said, it's a big responsibility as is.
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
to blame the pilot and to assume that he didn't do anything, to assume that he didn't do everything in his power to try to stop this incident,
Exactly. Yeah.
is kind of condescending and ignorant to assume. Uh, and it definitely does not show any reverence towards Kobe.
Indeed.
If it was a pilot, we will find out soon enough. There will be an investigation
Of
on the
course.
whole incident. So if it is his fault, we will find out in the future, and that's something that we can deal with then. But
Mm-hmm.
let's not forget the pilot is also dead. So it's not like you can go beat him up.
Exactly. Yeah.
Um, you know, uh, we should be showing the same respect to the pilot that we are
Mm-hmm.
Kobe. So this is a moment for us all to be human, and
Right.
take those values and those teachings that we learned from Kobe over the years,
Indeed.
and
Indeed.
put them into action. You know,
Indeed.
uh,
So I just imagine all those faces from the police and the investigators when they just found it was actually Kobe in there. They were like, "Is this who I think it is?"
yeah,
It's
the first guy to walk up on Kobe's body, he had to be
Jesus.
like, how
Like
do I tell
exactly the world.
anybody? Like,
Like
like that's not the job that you want. You didn't want to
exactly.
walk in here and be like, yeah, am I gonna get fired if I tell you that he's dead?
It's wow.
Like,
Yeah, it was heavy. It was heavy, man. It was
yeah,
very heavy.
not trying to make light jokes of this, but we are trying to find some sort of light and positivity in these types of situations.
Right.
You know, but if you think you are the person for that job to be like, yep, Kobe's dead, and identify the body, you're a heartless person, and yeah, I don't think anybody in the world would want to walk up to that. That's
No one. Mm-hmm.
like, bro, no, I have not seen a reaction on a celebrity's death this big
Big, yeah.
on this scale actually since Michael Jackson.
Jackson, yeah. Ever since
Yeah,
Michael
Michael
Jackson.
Jackson was the only other celebrity that I know that pulled this many people.
Yes. Wow. Yes, it's you know, right now, just going to remember all those good championship and all those great moments that Kobe gave me, beating the Celtics one last time. Cause damn, I
Oh
really hated the
yeah.
Celtics, man. I
Oh man. Didn't that last game he played, didn't he pull like 60 something points or
there
I'm
with
pretty sure.
yeah. I think he was there with Gasol because Gasol was a freaking beast. Like those two were like I know Shaq was something at the beginning of the 2000, but beginning of the
Yeah.
tens, like man, these two were beasts. They were monsters. So
Heck
yeah.
yeah, dude. And it's 20 years of dedication to one team.
Mhm.
Um, you know, yeah, that's a lot of work. That's a lot of effort, perseverance, and a lot of
Right.
struggle to go through with one team.
Yes.
Um, I have heard that when the Lakers found out about the loss, that a lot of the Lakers team themselves started breaking down, including LeBron, who took the news pretty hard. As soon as he
Yeah.
came out the plane, he found out, and
He was crying. He was
yeah, he
crying.
was crying, kind of like frozen, for a bit there. So I mean, to me, for me, like I'm a huge LeBron fan. Uh, you know, and Kobe to me, he's always been like LeBron's rival. Like
Mhm.
LeBron's the underdog to Kobe, has to catch up to him, has to get there. And it's like to me, Kobe was one of those guys that really pushed LeBron to be a better player.
Mhm. So he is
Um,
right now.
yeah, and so and to be able to see the changes in some of these players over the years,
Right.
just that got to interact with Kobe. That was pretty cool. It would be awesome to me if LeBron stuck with the Lakers and finished out his career there, just to honor that.
Yeah.
But LeBron's kind of a jumper,
Right.
so we will see. We don't know. I'm not gonna say that he's gonna do it. I'm not gonna put some fake news out there, but
Right.
uh, to me that would be something cool. I did see that some players, after finding out of the loss of Kobe, switched their jersey number to either 8 or 24,
Right.
um, as tribute.
That's true. Yeah.
So that was pretty cool in itself as well. Uh, but yeah, a lot of people, mourning the loss of Kobe, and not afraid to show that he's one of those people that played a big role in their life. Uh,
That is
yeah,
correct.
that's for me. That's all the information I have. That's all I really have for you on this Kobe situation. Without me getting here to the crying point,
Right.
uh, I'm probably gonna go watch some sad Kobe videos after this.
Uh, hell yes. So the Oscar winner, five championship, and uh, two times gold medalist from the Olympics,
and what, four-time
MVP. Yeah.
father?
Oh, yeah. Father. Yeah. So two, like four daughters. Yes. He
Yeah,
never had a guy. He never had a boy.
and no boys, all
No boy.
girls.
All girls. Yes.
Yeah, yeah,
Wow.
amazing father, MVP player,
Yes.
champion, legend, everything, all of the
Yes.
above,
All
all
the,
of it.
indeed, indeed. Well, guys, thank you for joining us in this podcast. I know it was a little bit slow, but if you can join us and feel this is all Kobe week, we'll be hearing Kobe for a long time and remembering him and remembering who he was and what he has left us to go through because he has inspired all of us and we have to take it. So, yeah, guys, this has been Zyberpunky.
And this has been Bad Chick.
and we'll see you guys later.
See ya.